swarms of fans are making their way into the Superdome in anticipation for today's big game.
Neighbors thought they may have seen a boa constrictor, but in actuality, they could have very well have seen one of these little fellas.
It's not a matter of whether there's help for the homeless, but it's a matter of who's willing to receive it.
It's been nearly 2 years since the View Marché burned completely, destroying 3 businesses. Many residents in Biloxi feel it would be a great idea, in fact a home run, to build a $35 million baseball stadium on the Beau Rivage's property.
All 3 culprits involved in last week's shooting here on Bourbon Street are now in custody.
Drivers along Highway 90 face potential road hazards from sand blown into the street.
Beachgoers need to make sure that they have their permit first.
An 81-year-old woman is gunned down inside her home. It happened last night in Bridge City.
I went to the window and I saw maybe 2 to 3 military helicopters flying from this direction towards this direction.
JPSO helicopters in flight search from above as NOPD officers, state troopers, and SWAT teams take to the streets below, scouring this Bywater neighborhood. All for an armed robber on the run after allegedly shooting an NOPD officer at this Dollar General store on Poland Avenue around 7:15 this morning. Chief Ronald Surpass.
And back in towards the city from the canal on the other side of Poland and St. Claude here, running back in towards the city.
A thorough search is normal police protocol, but some who live in the area say it forced them to change their plans.
Once the search was on for this armed robber on the loose, residents were forced to stay inside their homes for at least 5 hours. It caused some to even miss work.
Well, it felt like the whole block was on house arrest.
Told us to go back inside.
The suspect has a light complexion, is in his mid to late 30s with a slim build around 5'7". Chief Surpass is urging anyone with information to come forward.
We believe this is a dangerous young man. Please call 911 if you have any information about him or his direction of flight from this location this morning.
Reporting in New Orleans, Michael Williams, Fox 8 News.
Laying in bed and all of a sudden I just hear pop, 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 about 30 times and all, and that's about it.
I heard a lot of gunfire, like firecrackers going off.
You know, we come running outside, cops galore.
That gunfire, Tim Jordan and his wife Donna Hurd killed their 81-year-old neighbor, Aretha Richardson. She lived a few doors down on the 300 block of 5th Street. It happened late Friday before midnight, according to the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. Not even sure she was the intended target, sheriff deputies found Richardson dead on the kitchen floor from multiple gunshot wounds. Richardson's grandson, his girlfriend, and Richardson's 3-year-old great-grandson were also at the home, but not injured.
Sheriff deputies have been here on this scene all day as they try to piece together what happened here overnight, searching for possible clues that could lead to the person or persons involved with this murder.
Investigators found multiple bullet casings in the street leading to Richardson's house, leading them to believe the shooter was outside. White tape markings indicate bullet holes in the walls and on this car parked out front. The victim's eldest son is demanding justice.
To shoot an 81-year-old woman down like a dog. I hope they find her.
In Bridge City, Michael Williams, Fox 8 News. Kent Strader had a close encounter with nature at his home just over a month ago.
I saw a snake that was right across the sidewalk. It was about 3.5 feet long. I nearly stepped on it, and then once I saw it, I became frightened.
Another Fox 8 viewer from the same uptown neighborhood sent us this email reporting 2 sightings of what they believe to be a 6-foot boa constrictor, spotted underneath this house on the corner of Pearl and Burdett Streets, and on top of this storm drain in front of Benjamin Benecker Elementary School. It slithered its way into another drain across from the school. We spoke with Nick Hanna, a reptile specialist for the Audubon Zoo. He has an idea of what people in the area might be seeing.
There's been a lot of things that have been found after Katrina, but it also wouldn't surprise me if it was something local that people just misidentified.
Neighbors thought they may have seen a boa constrictor, but in actuality, they could have very well have seen one of these little fellas, a Texas rat snake.
Texas rat snakes can get up to 6 feet long and can be pretty thick, heavy bodied. And sometimes people misidentify them just based off their pattern and the size.
Hannah says whether it's a boa constrictor or Texas rat snake, both species pose no serious harm.
They're non-venomous. Even the snake that's in question is a non-venomous species. It wouldn't hurt anybody. They can still bite, but they're not gonna really do any damage.
And Hannah offers a helpful suggestion if you ever encounter one of these.
Let somebody handle it who knows how to handle it.
Reporting in New Orleans, Michael Williams, Fox 8 News.
God really is the answer. It's amazing. Whether you're
wanting much or you have nothing.
With that Christian message, the New Orleans Mission extends a warm welcome for all to come off the streets out from the cold permanently. Assistant Executive Director John Leonardo explains.
We'll make a call to come out of the street and come into the mission as a disciple volunteer. So they can stay here with us, they can, for 12 months, it's a commitment. They have food, clothes, we have opportunity for work.
They even offer rehabilitation services for those suffering with drug and alcohol abuse.
Once they're in agreement, hey, I got a problem and I want help, we then, depending on the severity of the drug use or alcoholism, we will do a phone interview with one of the numerous places that we use, and these are throughout Arizona, Louisiana, and Florida.
But as Leonardo makes clear, someone has to be willing to accept this open invitation.
Officials say it's not a matter of whether there's help for the homeless, but it's a matter of who's willing to receive it. The people that you see under the bridge, they could have a place to stay tonight, but the choice is ultimately up to them.
Bobby Jean Miles is taking steps to get his life back on track thanks to the New Orleans Mission. And he has a message for those still out there who haven't quite made it there yet.
There is help for the homeless. They must get to a place where they can make a home at, like I've done here at the Mission. And there's a variety of other places I'm sure they could go to. But stand up on the bridge is not one of them.
In New Orleans, Michael Williams, Fox 8 News.